Big news.
Coming in from the future, guys.
Dude.
Little
1 day later, we had to shoot it.
We had a wardrobe change, and we came back a day later because we had originally covered the NBA stuff in China, and then more news came back, and it felt every story's always developing, but it felt wrong to end this one where we did for an entire week.
Great news.
I give credit. So
the NBA commissioner is not compensated based on NBA revenue.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because he came out and he said, I will not police the employees of the NBA. I will not censor them. They can say whatever they want. It's freedom of speech. And he said it apologetically, kind of, while trying to be nice to China, because this is going to cost the NBA billions of dollars. But he said, you know what? I'm not going to fire him. I'm not going to censor him. And freedom of speech.
No, it'd be really funny is if tomorrow, as this is going live, this guy is fired.
He's fired.
And we got to shoot it again. No. Just the 24-hour news cycle.
I saw it and I was stoked. I thought it was awesome.
Yes,
because the NBA itself released a press release saying they were apologetic. And it's funny because you can tell there's multiple minds existing in this giant organization. And someone said, get the Chinese revenue.
Yeah. and
they asked the commissioner. The commissioner said, well, freedom of speech.
Those two things can correspond, meaning he does not represent the NBA is 100% true.
Yeah.
And I will not tell him what he can and cannot say on his own private Twitter account.
Yeah.
Which isn't, again, completely true. So this is part of the issue is I was trying to zoom out and take the content out of what was said. Certainly there are tweets that a GM can tweet that are personal opinions that can get him fired the next day.
Yeah.
So they do police what people say, right? Is that not the case?
I'm sure you could say something.
You could say a lot of things,
yeah.
And I'm sure a million of them
probably
come
just
to
drop
mind.
the N-bomb and you're fired.
Just one slur would do it,
yeah.
To be clear. So it's not that they don't police what they say. It's that the powers that be in this particular circumstance do not add up to enough pressure on Adam. What's his name?
Silver?
This is Aaron Silver? Adam Silver?
Adam
Silver. To make this particular judgment the case. Because I was thinking about this, like, you guys don't police what they say? Are you sure about that? I'm 100% sure there's a lot of Twitter statements that would get you kicked out that are not illegal speech.
Yeah.
And so I've been really interested because everybody is acting like this is a First Amendment right. And I really think it comes down to where your particular incentives line up. So I was just trying to find this before we came back today to shoot. And Fox News is just reveling in this.
Yeah.
They just love it. They're, these NBA players that are always outspoken about X, Y, and Z, all shutting up now about China, the hypocrisy. They're loving it. And I go, well, clearly you guys don't seem to care. So does Fox News not have a big presence in China? What's going on here? And I was thinking, I was like, is there another example of when Fox News was not on the social justice thing with regard to athletes? And Colin Kaepernick, the entire message to him was, shut up and play football, shut up and play football. With this guy, it's, we applaud you for standing up. And so I don't think anyone cares about the First Amendment or the freedom of speech or is thinking of this in a principled way.
Yeah.
It comes down to where your personal incentives are lined up and your politics, basically. So I haven't totally had time to digest what that means. I don't know if you have any reaction.
I do. First, Angel, can you turn the AC off?
Oh, yeah.
I turned it on to make it colder in here, but I don't want that. I don't want it to just the whole time.
Well, yeah. Oh, well. So what is your reaction to that?
No, I agree. I mean, it's not shocking at all.
Yeah.
You're saying that instead of having a principle where they always support the First Amendment, they change it depending on if they like the message.
And to be clear, it's not a First Amendment issue at all. And we all, I think, agree that any organization can choose to not partner with any other person or organization depending on speech that they say, because speech doesn't protect your right to force someone else to form a partnership with you. So I was thinking about it, and as crazy as it is, China and the CCTV have a right to, for whatever reason, say, we don't want to work with you. We don't like what you think, say, or do. No, it is weird that they're to scrub one team from the NBA. Yeah. But they also shut down games.
Well, now they're not showing any NBA preseason games.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah. Now, is CCTV a Chinese broadcasting station, I take it?
Yeah.
And they're just going basketball does
I have a
not
question.
exist.
Are there broadcasting stations in China that aren't? Chinese broadcasting stations in the sense
I
that
didn't.
they
I
aren't?
meant. Is it ESPN? Is it a larger station? Does it only cover basketball? That was my question.
Oh, I thought you meant is it owned by the government? Because the answer is yes.
Is it owned by a Chinese person?
Yeah, it's owned by the government.
So
It's in mainland China.
yeah, there's a lot here to think through, and I'm doing this live because I can't. We didn't have time. We're just like, we got to shoot.
I think it's the only place you can see NBA games. I think it's their equivalent of League Pass, basically.
So I'm trying to take any particular politics out of this, because what I understand is that for the Chinese government, certainly, and for I believe many mainland Chinese, having Hong Kong not have the same laws as the rest of China is like having New York City not have the same laws as the rest of New York, because 100 years ago, the British colonized it and haven't quite given it back yet. So the violence on the streets would, but they go, it's ours. It's New York City. Like, you don't get to tell us what to do. And I believe that is the stance of even some Chinese who are in the know and understand some of the violence that is even occurring. They go, well, we're a sovereign nation. This is part of our this belongs to China.
California trying to secede.
Secede. Yeah. I mean, we had a civil war. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to be separate. Now, clearly, the politics of Hong Kong and the Confederate South are different. But I'm trying to pull out principles here and understand that, okay, yeah, China actually is within, I would say, reasonable things. We don't have to work with anybody that we don't want to.
Yeah, of course.
The NBA, reasonable, saying, okay, well, we think your politics suck. But what seems to happen is that everybody is taking a moral high ground, saying that they do or do not support free speech, when that's clearly not the case. It's just if you this particular political thing happens to line up with your interests or not. So Fox News loves free speech, but with Colin Kaepernick, shut up and play football.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make of it, other than it has nothing to do with free speech for a lot of the pundits talking about it. And of course, the right to free speech has nothing to do with your right to associate with anybody else in a business context.
Sure.
It's complicated stuff, man. I don't know. What do you think?
I just think it's interesting to watch how predictable people's reactions are. You just don't tell me any names, but just tell me how a person is financially compensated.
Yes.
And I can pretty accurately tell you how they fall on this. So
Yeah.
the owner of the Rockets, how's he going to react to losing all of China's revenue? He's going to apologize and try to get China's revenue back.
Yeah.
James Harden, who sells a ton of jerseys over there, I'm sure is compensated for being the second most popular player in all of China. How's he going to react? He's going to send a tweet saying that he likes China and he's sorry for his GM. And so it's just like, that to me is the most awesome part, is that you don't have to know anybody's name or face. If I just tell you how their pay is affected, you will have a very accurate guess of if they came out in support or against.
Yeah, it's sad. Well, I would, one potential counterexample in the news, and this is why everybody seems to rally, is South Park, who went, we will take a hit. I don't know how big the hit is, but they will make less money when South Park doesn't run in China.
Yeah, and they made an episode about this, and within a week, not just that episode, all of South Park is banned from China.
So, yes, you hope that...
And I think for that, I mean, dude, you can criticize them on other things, I'm sure, but they do seem to consistently not prioritize profit.
Yeah, other things get factored in clearly as well. They want to make a popular show, but I think that's how you want to live, is you want to go, I will take less money in order to do what I think is right. And
I don't think they were shocked when they were banned, and they were banned almost immediately.
They knew. They said, well, how about we go get kicked out of China? Which is funny, and they might wind up, because I haven't watched South Park in 4 or 5 seasons. I'm going to go track down this China episode.
I want to
Let's
see
watch
that
it,
episode.
man. We could do a Ben and Charlie react.
Yeah.
Let's go watch that South Park episode. And I got a lot of catching up to do, because I've heard that they dipped for a couple seasons. I felt like around the election, it was just not very funny for me.
Well, this is random, but did you hear what happened with the election?
No.
You didn't. They
thought that
they were positive that Hillary Clinton was going to beat Trump.
Yeah.
So the whole season's arc was coming towards that, and then Trump won, and they just scrapped the whole thing. They were going to have this thing where they ship all the men to Mars and they put them underground, and all they're good for is their semen and their jokes.
Yeah.
And they mail both back to the Earth, and the Earth is only populated by women. Then Trump won. They went, none of this makes any sense.
Oh man.
And so they just threw together the member berries at midnight the night before it aired.
That makes a lot of sense.
It was airing the night, I think, the day after, maybe 2 days after. But yeah, they were just like, scrap everything.
Yeah, throw it out.
They
Throw it out.
They pulled an all-nighter to throw the season finale
That
together.
makes sense. And that's unfortunately when I stopped watching because I was like, this is
makes no fucking
rambling,
sense.
incoherent, and not very
No,
funny.
they came out and said, they're just like, dude, normally you'd write 2 in a presidential
Yeah.
candidate race. You know, you'd write one if Obama wins, and you'd write one if the opposition wins.
Romney, yeah.
We didn't write one for if Trump would win. And we got caught holding the bag.
Yeah.
We were not prepared.
Yeah. So let's get back on that South Park train now.